Hi, welcome back to another session of anubhavshaphotography. In this session, we are going to talk about torn paper portrait in Photoshop. हम ऑलरेडी देख चुके हैं पिछले सेशन में कि टॉर्न पेपर इफेक्ट को फोटोशॉप में कैसे अचीव किया जाता है. उसका लिंक आपको आई डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाएगा. और इस सेशन में हम जानेंगे टॉर्न पेपर इफेक्ट को हम कितनी इफेक्टिवली जनरेट कर सकते हैं यूजिंग पोर्ट्रेट्स. एंड वी विल क्विकली सी हाउ टू कन्वर्ट दिस टू दिस. टॉर्न पेपर अपने आप में बहुत इफेक्टिव टेक्निक है, जैसे कि पिछले सेशन में हमने देखा था. और इस सेशन में हम जानेंगे कि उसी टेक्निक को पोर्ट्रेट पे अप्लाई करते हुए टॉर्न पेपर पोर्ट्रेट कैसे डिजाइन किया जाता है. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट क्विकली. हेलो वंडरफुल पीपल, दिस इज अनुभव शर्मा फ्रॉम anubhavshaphotography. Without any further ado, let's get started.
Make the strings louder.
Alright, first thing first, let's open Photoshop and open the model image. So for this session, we are going to use this pretty model. And second image we are going to use is this. So both the images are of the same model. And we are going to use these two images to generate the torn paper effect. So let's start quickly. So first of all, we'll just double click on the background and we'll make it to the layer. And then we will crop it. We will just press C and we will just uncheck this delete cropped pixels so that the resolution will be retained, and we will adjust it as per our requirement. Now after achieving it, we will go to the brush tool and we will select the torn paper effect brush. If you do not have that brush, please do not worry at all. Comment to us and we will directly send to you via email right now. We are going to select this particular brush. We will just decrease it a bit. We will adjust it somewhere here like this. Now before clicking on the image, we will create a masking and we will make sure the foreground color is black and we will just make a click here. Perfect. Now we are noticing here the straight line is coming, which we really don't want. We need a pointing sharp edges right here. So to achieve that, we will again select the brush and we will decrease it a bit, and we will just go to the settings and we will quickly select the brush settings by Windows and brush settings, and we will just rotate it a bit like this, and then we will just click here to make more sharp edges and we'll make sure the foreground color is selected as white. Perfect. Now after achieving it, we will again rotate it a bit, and this time we will select here, uncheck the linking button between these two layers. So you can adjust the height and width of both the layers independently. Just do Ctrl T and you can increase it as per your requirement. Perfect. So we are just going to keep it like this. Press enter. Now once you have achieved it, just bring another image which you want to use here. So we will just crop it here only before going to our main canvas. So it will be easy for us to manipulate the things. Enter. Bring it on the main canvas. Perfect. Once you have achieved it, just drag this particular layer, call it background BG and call it main. So just drag BG layer underneath to main layer and click on BG, do Ctrl T and adjust its height and width as per your requirement. So this canvas is really looking good since both the images are of the same model. Perfect. Just press enter once you have achieved it. You can of course take a lot of time to enhance the things patiently. For the tutorial purpose, we are just doing it very quickly. Okay, now we will just make it black and white. We will go to the adjustment and we'll select black and white and we will use this particular clipping on it and we will change the effect as per requirement. And we'll select high contrast blue filter from the preset. Perfect. We will again generate a level and we'll adjust the levels very quickly. And now after achieving it, finally we'll go to curves and we will just make a very little adjustments right here. Perfect. Now just going forward and create depth to your main image so that this effect will be more enhanced. And to achieve it, just create a curve layer onto this particular layer and make it little darker, very little. And by selecting the masking, do Command or Control I, select the brush, make sure your foreground color is selected as white, select soft round and just click here a bit. Now this is really good, and the same thing which we did with the main, we are going to do the same thing with the BG. We will again make the curves, we'll drag it underneath to the main layer and now we will increase the brighter area. Select the mask, do Command I, Control I, and now this time make sure your foreground color is selected as white. Decrease the brush and just click on the eyes. Perfect. Now let's move forward, and this point of time we are just going to create the white effect which always comes with the torn paper effect. Once we are going to torn the paper, some sort of white color is always, rough area is generated with the torn effect. So we are going to create that. Let's see how to do that. Just create an empty layer and drag it underneath to the main layer. Fill it with the white by Alt Backspace. Alt Backspace is Mac shortcut. For Windows, it is Alt Delete. And now just create a masking on it. Do Command Backspace this time to fill it with black. Now we will start doing it. We will go to the brush. We will again select the torn paper effect, which is this one this time, and we will decrease it. Using the brush settings, we will be clicking on the canvas little bit randomly somewhere like this. And the same effect we will do for the upper portion. And after achieving it, we are just going to apply the drop shadow. And to achieve that, we will select the main layer. We will do right click and blending option. We'll go to the drop shadow and we will change the settings like opacity as somewhere 60%, and we will make the distance as 5, size as somewhere not too much, little bit 4. So we just see what kind of effect we have generated with it. So if you notice this particular portion, so this was before and after. Before drop shadow and after the drop shadow. So this is giving more realistic look. And this is really good. And the same effect we are going to apply for this white layer, which is for the effect which we just created, right? So we are going to do right click, blending option, and we will just go to the drop shadow. We will leave all the settings like this only and we'll do OK. Now we are almost done, and this is really beautiful image which we have just created. And finally we will just go to the vibrance and we will give little bit depth to the colors. We will again go to the adjustment layers, and this time we will choose the curves, and in curves we will just do little bit darkness from here and we will make it little more. So we'll quickly see what we have achieved with it. So started with this image and we have achieved this wonderful result. Before and after. Before and after. This is really amazing. Enjoy. Alright, so जैसे कि अभी आपने देखा कि टॉन पेपर पोर्ट्रेट कितनी इजीली और इफेक्टिवली एक अलग ही डायमेंशन में आपकी इमेजेस को लेके जाता है, एंड दिस इज रियली आर्टिस्टिक एंड अमेजिंग वे टू अप्लाई ऑन योर फोटोग्राफ्स। इस टेक्निक को यूज करते हुए आप बहुत ही सुंदर और आर्टिस्टिक तरह से अपनी इमेजेस को कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं। इनकेस आपको कोई भी दिक्कत आती है फोटोशॉप या फोटोग्राफी यूज करते हुए, आप हमारी वेबसाइट www.anubhavshaphotography.com पे जा सकते हैं और यू कैन कमेंट इन कमेंट सेक्शन, वी वुड लव टू आंसर। And if you have not subscribed my channel right now, please go and subscribe and hit the bell icon. बहुत जल्दी लौटेंगे एक नया फ्रेश डेडिकेटेड एपिसोड आपके लिए लेकर। Meanwhile, stay fit, stay healthy, be happy. This is Anubhav Sharma from Anubhav Shah Photography signing off.